Welcome to the AI Builder Starter Kit course. Now, I'm going to show you how we will take this starter kit and implement this starter kit into your project as quickly as possible. We don't want to waste too much time. We just want to now get that information that you really need in order to improve your project's context and the way you communicate intent with or to your agent. Now, the first thing we need to download the files at the Agent Builder Academy. If you go to your account, you will find here the overview, the account overview with the downloads. And there are two places where you can find the files. You can find them under downloads here or under courses. Here's the starter kit course. All right, so the first thing we do is to basically click download, then download the file, and then you have to open the file in your project root or project folder. So you create a project if you haven't done so yet. If you have already a project, simply add the file to the project folder, and we'll see next what to do. All right, so now I'm in the project folder and we have access to the files. So we have unzipped the file, which is important. You have to first unzip it if you haven't done so already. And then once you have unzipped the file, you will have access to the files in your project. There we go. We have here the starter kit bundle folder. And inside the folder, you will find all the necessary files that are within the AI Builder Starter Kit. Now we have the instructions first. We have three files which are related to how the agent, how much power your AIS setup has and how much access it has. And then we have here the 6 files related to the specific, let's say, specific methods of how we want to communicate context and intent to Claude or with Claude together. Now, let us open up for this first video the Claude.md starter file. All right, so here we go. We have here the instructions or the text that basically explains to you how we need to build our Claude.md file. And in this text, we will go through it. We'll basically understand, okay, how do we have to set it? Or how does the Claude.md file look like? And to make it quick and understandable, we want to have it compact and short and small. We don't want to have it bloated. That's something we try to avoid as much as possible. So what we want to think about the Claude.md files to be something like a map that simply points towards, your project structure and shows exactly to the agent, okay, there is the information you need to get. Here is the information that you should get for this situation, etc. All right, and once it finds the information, it starts to do its work properly. All right, here is now the Claude.md starter. This is the starter. Now just simply read this text. Look at it so that you understand properly what it means and how we need to build this. To keep it short, we want to show you how to use it. Basically, you have to name it Claude.md. You want to know exactly what to add there. You want to not put a lot of information inside that file. Again, we want to keep it compact and simply point towards any important information within your project. We have here the multi-agent setup. And that is basically that Claude understands, all right, there are different agents operating within the projects. This information, I don't want you to now think and read that to memorize. No, that is information that we are providing to Claude. All right, that's how we have to think. You don't have to memorize anything here. You just want to give that information to Claude. So, for example, we have here the subfolder rules and then the local file rules. Then we do have here the project overview. Basically, what is this project about? The tech stack, what kind of frameworks, language, styling, database, etc. we're using so that Claude understands, okay, when Claude is here to give you solutions and ideas, you want Claude to give it the context to work, the guardrails to work within. Yeah, so you do not want Claude to go ahead and just give you completely different solutions that do not make any sense to you because you, for example, are using a very specific code language style or a way of deploying your projects or a specific framework. Yeah, so that's something we need to basically tell Claude explicitly. Then we have here the rules of architecture that we add, such as the things that we never want Claude to do. Yeah, we always want Claude to use, for example, for a specific situation, or how authentication is handled. Yeah. Now, then we have a documentation map. We want to point Claude exactly to the spots where it finds very specific information, such as your PRDs, designed APIs, etc. And then we have the build and dev commands, and we have here the key file locations. Now, this is basically information that you give now to Claude. All right, you don't have to memorize any of this stuff. That's none of your business. But your business is to actually instruct Claude and giving Claude the guardrails. That's absolutely your business. You need to really understand. You have to give Claude the vision. If you're not giving Claude any sort of vision, Claude has to build it for you, and it will basically start to be inconsistent and create solutions that do not match with each other. So you need to be the person in the driver's seat. Okay, you are the architect. So that is the Claude.md or the Claude.md starter file, and that's how we use it. Great, that was now Claude.md. Now in the next video, we'll discuss the docs folder.